Welcome back to Dirty Water, Coins and Collectibles. Today we have part 2 of our $468 nickel hunt. Down here I have our 50s and 40s from our last hunt. I do have our randoms right here. So I have these two boxes and then the rest of the customer wrapped on the floor next to me. I'm going to do what I normally do is 5 rolls at a time. So I have 35 rolls here, the $68 on the floor, and I'm going to finish off with this box. This is the one that has the silver ender. So I'll bring you back in with the finds from the first 5 rolls. See you in a second. Rolls 16 through 20 give us a 1941 out of Denver. A 1946 out of Philly, a 1948 out of Philly, another 48 out of Philly, and a 57 which was out of Philly. Alright, let's get into rolls 21 through 25. I'll bring you back with the finds. Rolls 21 through 25 gives us a 1939 in fairly decent condition. It's a Philly mint and not the DDR. And then we have a 1954. I believe it was out of Philly. So let's get into rolls 26 through 30. I'll bring you back with those finds. Rolls 26 through 30 gives us a 1954. Nasty out of Philly. 57 out of Philly. 58 out of Denver, and a 58 also out of Denver. All right, I'm gonna get to 36 to 35. Bring you back with the finds. Roll 34 gives us a silver. Yes, minted. I did not look yet. $1942S. I don't think that I have that one in my personal album, so I'll have to check that one first. I definitely know, well, I should say I think it would work in the Brad album, but I have to check mine first. Alright, continue on with this, and I got one more roll left for this 5 row. I'll bring you back in with the finds. Rolls 31 through 35 give us a Canadian 1985, our 1942S war nickel, 35% silver, and 1946, I think it was out of Philly. All right, we got 2 silvers for the whole hunt. This is our first silver for part 2. And we know we have an ender, so we'll end up with at least 2 silvers for part 2 and 3 for the entire hunt. So that's not bad. That's almost 1 per box so far. All right, let me get through 36 to 40. I'll bring you back with the finds. Rolls 36 through 40. We have a beat up 1939 out of Philly. Again, not the DDR. 1947 out of Philly. A 1957 out of Denver. And a 1959 that's in decent shape, I believe, also out of Denver. All right, let's get through 41 to 45, and I'll bring you back in with the finds. Roll number 43. We have our 3rd silver. 1945 out of Philly. And I also saw 46 also out of Philly. All right, You keep hunting this roll. I'll bring you back in with all the finds. See you in a second. Rolls 41 through 45 give us another Canadian. 1983. Our 1945 Philly war nickel. 35% silver with a lamination peel. And a 1946 out of Philly. 5 rolls left for this box. We've almost gone 3 boxes and still no Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo. All right, next 5 rolls, I'll bring you back. All right, we're on roll 47. Scoping through. We have a 1943, a 1940 back to back, but we have another silver. I did not look at this. 1943 out of Philly. Awesome. Let's check for any of the DDOs. Nope. Nope, not that I can see. I mean, they're so worn. All right, another silver on the board. What was this? 40. 1940 out of Philly. Okay. Let me finish this out. I'll bring you back in with any finds. All right, rolls 46 through 50, which means box 3 has been hunted. And the last 5 rolls gave us a 1940 out of Philly. 1941 out of Philly. 1943 Philly. Silver war nickel. Awesome. 3 in that box at least. I can't remember if the other one was from that box in part 1. But definitely 3 in that box. A 1957 out of Denver. And a 1958 out of Denver. All right, let's get into the customer wrap rolls. I'll bring you in with the first finds. All right, we have 34 rolls of customer wrap nickels. Let's get into this hunt. I'll start off with these first 2 here, and then the rest will be 4 all the way down. So let me get into the first 2, and maybe there'll be finds in those. I'll bring you in if we find something. All right, the first 2 rolls give us a 1941 out of Philly and a 1954 out of San Francisco. Awesome. All right, let me get into the next 4. I'll bring you back in with the finds. All right, those next 4 rolls give us a 1959 out of Denver. Get into the next 4, I'll bring you back in with the finds. Okay, those 4 rolls gave us a 1988 Canadian, a 1941 out of Philly, a 1949 out of Philly, 1953 out of Denver, a 1957 out of Denver, 1958 out of Denver, and a 1959 also out of Denver. All right, let me get into those next 4 rolls, and I'll bring you in with the finds. The next 4 rolls, we have a 1968 Canadian, a 1939 Philly, and a 1939 Philly, no DDR, 1940 Philly, excuse me, a 1940 Philly, 46 Philly, 47 Philly, 58 Denver, I believe this was. Denver, and then we did get a 2009 Philly, low mintage. All right, We get into the next 4 rolls, and I'll bring you in with the finds. Those next 4 rolls give us a 1941 Denver, a 1954 San Francisco, and a 1957 out of Denver. So I have 12 more rolls left in the customer wrap rolls. We get into the next 4, and I'll bring you back with the finds. All right, the next 4 rolls, we have a 1939 Philly, again, not the DDR, and a 1955 Denver. All right, 8 more rolls to go. Bring you back in with the finds. All right, those next 4 rolls, we have a 1964 out of Philly in nice shape, a 1941 out of Philly, and a 1958 out of Denver. All right, last 4 rolls from these customer wraps. I'll bring you in with the finds. All right, those last 4 rolls give us a 2009 low mintage out of Denver, another 1939 Philly, not the DDR, 1940 Philly, a 1946 Philly, 49 Philly, 54 Denver, and then I have a 1951 under the scope with some weird metal on the date. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if that's like a retained strike through. It doesn't look like a lamination peel, but I don't know what's going on. But that's a 1951 out of San Francisco, and I think we need that for the album, so we'll check that against the rest of the finds of this hunt, and I'll pull out the best ones that I need. Let's get into the last box. I hunt 5 rolls each because that's a full box. I'll show you the ender in just a second. All right, here's our final box. I left it at the end. Where is our ender? Let's see. We do have some older rolls here. There we go. Right here. So we have a silver ender. 2, 3, 4. So 5 rows in. We'll be at the halfway mark. That one looks fairly old too. What I'm going to do is put these right here in our trays here. And I'll get into this hunt so I have some room. And I'll bring you back in with our first finds. All right, rolls 1 through 5 in our final box gives us a 1959 out of Denver and a decent looking 1966 that we'll check against the album. Let's get through the next 5 rolls and I'll bring you in with the finds. See you in a second. All right, rolls 6 through 10. We have a 1947 out of Philly and a 1959 out of Denver. Let's get through rolls 11 through 15 and I'll bring you back with the finds. Roll number 13. Still haven't gotten to the silver ender, but we have a silver in roll number 13. We have a 1945 out of San Francisco. Awesome. All right, let me finish out this roll and I'll bring you back at the end of these 5 rolls. So 2 more rolls after this. See you in a second. All right, roll 15 gives us a reeded edge here. Let's see what this is. $0.20. from Singapore. That's a cool looking coin. Huh. Not sure if we found one of those before, but that's nice looking. That's actually in really good shape too. Alright, we have some older looking edges here. So let me get through roll 15 and I'll bring you back with all the finds. Alright, rolls 11 through 15. We have a 1966 out of Philly in nice shape. We have a 2006 foreign out of Singapore, which is in really nice shape. 2009 Denver, low mintage. We have another 1939 Philly, not the DDR, and this one's in rough shape. 1940 Philly, and our 1945 out of San Francisco. We'll check the album for that one. All right, that was a good 5 rolls there. Let me get into rolls 16 through 20. Bring you back with those finds. See you in a second. Rolls 16 through 20. We have our next foreign is a 1974 out of Canada. A 1947, which I believe was a Philly. Nope, Denver. A 1953 out of Denver. 2 1954s, both out of Denver. And a 1956, also out of Denver. So again, not another, I should say, not a bad 5 rolls. We'll get into rolls 21 through 25. 23 is our silver ender, which I'll bring you in for that. So let me get into those, and I'll see you in a second. All right, we've made it to roll 23 with our silver ender. Hopefully it's a 1944 out of Denver. Let's see. Nice. 1944. All right, I'll put this aside as a find. I'll get through the rest of this roll and 2 others, and I'll bring you in with the finds. There's a 57 right there. All right, I'll see you in a second. Rolls 21 through 25. We have our next foreign. We have a 2000 out of Canada. We have another 1939 Philly, not the DDR. Our 1944 Denver, which I believe is the hardest one to get. So I think I'm missing this one in my album, so I'm gonna plug that one in there. We have 2 1957s out of Denver. That one's actually fairly nice. All right, so I'll get into 26 through 30. Bring you back in with those finds. I'll see you in a second. Rolls 26 through 30. We have a Canadian 1984 and a 1985. A 1995 out of Philly that is really nice, so we'll check that against the album. We have a 1946 out of Philly. 2 1949s out of Philly. A 1952 out of Philly. A 1955 out of Denver. We also had this 1922 with the line going through the eyes, which is an indicator of a clash die. And when you flip it over, you can see Jefferson's eyes under Monticello. So we'll hold that aside as a find. Just kind of cool. You can see it there. And right there under that window. And right there under the doorway. So I'll put this aside. We still haven't found a buffalo or a proof. So hopefully out of the next 20 rolls, we can pull one of those out of here. And obviously we'd like to find another silver. So let's get into the next 5 rolls, and I'll bring you in with the finds. See you in a second. Rolls 31 through 35 gives us another 2009 Denver. A 1947 out of Denver. 1953 out of Philly. And a 1957 out of Denver. Let's get through rolls 36 through 40. I'll bring you back with the finds. All right, rolls 36 through 40. We have a nice 1980D that we'll check against the album. A 1998 Philly that has a off-center strike, minor, but it's also in nice condition, so we'll check that against the album. I know that we have nice 2000p in there, but I just held this one aside because it's in nice condition. We have a strike through above the Monticello on this one here. We have 2 1941 Phillies, 1947 Philly, 2 1952 Phillies, a 1959 Denver, and then the find that's under this coin made this hunt worth it all for me. I have been looking for this coin for years, and it may seem like nothing to you guys when you see it, but for me, this find was amazing. I actually yelled out yes when I came across this one. I'll show it to you at the very end. I'll make you wait for it. I have 10 more rolls to go. I'll bring you in for the finds on the next 5. See you in a second. All right, I'm on roll 44. Flipping coins aside, I honestly don't know what this is. It could be silver. It has the look of silver, but I don't know. My luck flipping coins or trying to pull them out of a roll, just not good at it. And I'm not good at it. 1941 out of Denver. All right, let me finish out this roll and roll 45, and I'll bring you back with the finds. All right, rolls 41 through 45. We have this nice 1961. I believe it was out of Denver. Yeah. And I held this one aside just because there's some rainbow toning to it, which you can't really see from trying to get a little bit of it there at the top of his head, but even with the angling. But yeah, it's a nice looking coin. I thought it was a proof until I flipped it over. It's a 61D. And then we have 1941D. It looks like it could have a little bit of a strike through on it. Let's see. Yeah, or lamination peel. That's kind of cool. So 41D. And we have a 1953D. All right, last 5 rolls coming up. See you in a second. All right, rolls 46 through 50. We have a 1954 out of Denver, a 1957 out of Philly, and a 57 out of Denver, and a 1959 out of Denver. Excuse me. All right, give me a second and I will bring you back for what I feel for myself is the find of the hunt. 4 boxes and $68 worth, so $468 in nickels, and I found one nickel that I've been looking for over 2 years. So give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, under the scope is, for me, the find of the find for this $468 hunt. You can see how thick E pluribus unum is. Look at that U. And that U, look at the building, all the windows, super thick. The doorway, super thick. We have remnants of a die, almost the start of the butterfly. I'm sorry, the beehive die chip over here. Look at how thick the windows are in here. Check out Monticello. Look at the thickness on the M-O-N-T. Kind of thins out over here, but literally probably coming up on 3 years I've been looking for this coin. 5 cents, more so 5 is thicker. United is much thicker. You can see the S in states, and then it starts to thin out as we move along here. And this is the 2016 Philly on doubledie.com. It is a best of variety, but I do have it pulled up on Variety Vista, so you can see here. You can see how thick the lettering is in E pluribus unum. You can see the thickness in the windows and the doorway. This one shows, I think it shows a little bit of, look at the thickness in that. I think it had it on the side of Monticello on this one. Yeah, right there. The start of that beehive die chip. Excuse me. But yeah, about 3 years I have been looking for this coin. This coin is in a rough shape. But again, I literally yelled out, yes, when I flipped this coin over. It's very similar to the 2020 Philly reverse with the thickness in the windows and the doorway. The pillars are kind of smushed looking. But really the word Monticello, look at that O. That is a phenomenal double die. And I get giddy like a child when I come across cool double dies. So this ended up, I mean, this was a really good hunt. It took me about 4 days to go through all of these coins. But we ended up with, I want to say, it looks like 6 silvers. And this double die, a whole bunch of foreigns, 2009s, some nice conditions. I think we have some semi-key dates, but I'll have to get everything settled up here for the final wrap-up. I'll bring you in, and then I'll look and see what we need for the albums. But for me, this is the one, man. Such a cool find. All right, see you on the final wrap-up. All right, here's our $468 nickel wrap-up. We've got stuff everywhere. So let me get you our foreigns. We have our 20-cent Singapore from 2006. The rest of Canadians, a 68, a 74, 83, 84, 85, a couple of those, 88, and 2000, 2 of those. For our nice shape coins, we have a 61, 2 of those, a 62, a few 64s, a 65, a few 66s, 70, a couple of 80s, 87, 88, 95, 98, and 2000. And then for our 30s, 40s, and 50s, we have a huge pile of 39s, which I thought was odd. We have 40p, 40d, 41p, 41d, 41s, a 42 Philly, not silver, 46 Phillies, 47 Philly, 47 Denver, 47 San Francisco, with a cool lamination peel there, 48 Philly, 49 Denver, 48 Denver, 48 San Francisco, 49 Philly, 49 Denver. Let me come over to here. We have a 51 San Francisco, which there's something going on the date there, and I don't know what that is. We have a 52 Philly, 52 Denver, 53 Philly, 53 Denver, 53 San Fran, 54 Philly, 54 Denver, 54 San Fran, a few 55 Denvers, 56 Denver, 56 Philly, 56 Denver, 57 Philly, 57 Denver, 58 Philly, 58 Denver, 59 Philly, 59 Denver. Then we come over to our oddities and low mintage 2009 Ds. I had like 6 of those, 5 or 6. Our counterfeit coin, In God I Rust. I have a strike through and a strike through. Looks like a possible improper annealing, 1978. This one here, this was like that string reverse. This one is the Clash Die reverse. And a 1997 with some nice toning to it. We have our silver finds. We have a 1942S. We have a 1943 Philly. We have a 1944 Denver. 2 1945 Phillies and a 1945 San Fran. But for me, the find of this hunt is the 2016 DDR. And you can see all that thickness. We've already gone over this. But nearly 3 years hunting this one. And I finally come across it. The thickness in that O is insane. But yep, that's the find for me. I love it. I wish it was in a little bit better condition, but I finally found one, and that's amazing. The way we have it, that's our $468 nickel hunt. If you've made it this far and you like what you saw, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, tap that like button. See you on the next one. All right, I almost forgot about the album. So we made some pretty good strides this time around. First off, I'll start with our additions. We got the 45P is new. The 47D was new. And the 51S is also new. Now for upgrades, we upgraded the 39. We upgraded the 45S. We upgraded 47 Philly. We upgraded the 48 Philly. We upgraded the 49 Philly. We upgraded 52 Denver. upgraded the 56 Philly. We upgraded 61 Denver. We upgraded the 64 Philly. The 66 Philly. The 70 D. The 80, where is it? 80D. And we also upgraded the 2009 Philly and the 2009 Denver. And they're not in great shape still, but these ones are better than the ones that were in there. All right, so that's our album. This one's coming along. We still need the 38 and 39 DNS. A couple more of the silvers. Still need the 50 D Philly, 49 D and S, but the bottom part of that page is done. We're missing a nice 1960 Philly, 63D, 71S, 72, 72S, 73. I think everything else is pretty much just the S mints. So, not too bad. Maybe we'll find a proof here and there. You never know. All right, well, that's our album for now. See you on the next one.